Hey there, I'm your host Lisowi, and this is part 4 of the list style crafting system. In the last episode, we've built the inventory, and in today's episode, we'll go ahead and do the UI for that. So with that said, let's begin. So let's go ahead and open up the UI folder, and in here, we want to create a new folder just for the inventory stuff. So inventory UI. Let's open that, and let's create a new widget for the inventory slot, WP inventory slot. Open that. Inside, we want to have a size box to determine how big this is supposed to be. So override width and height. I'll do 100. And next, change from fill screen to desired. And we can see this taking action. Next, then we want a button. Drop that into your size box. Let's change the name just to say button. And the background color on the alpha channel say 0, so it's translucent, and the paddings normal and pressed will be 0 as well. And that's what we have so far. Next then, we want to add in a border to the button and a second border to that border. Click on your first, fill it out horizontally and vertically, padding 0. The content padding will set to 4. Now the draw as image, we will say rounded box, fixed radius, and the corner radiuses I'll set to 5 each. I'll copy paste the color I have saved here. And if you want it, first go ahead and use this, then leave it on the screen for a second. And the second border then, the same thing, image, rounded box, 5 everywhere, fixed radius, and the color I've also saved over here. And there we go. We're ending up with something like this. Next then, we want to add in an overlay. And this overlay will add to the border. We want this to have 0 padding. We want to name it, so I'll just call it overlay. Make it variable so we can edit this in the event graph. And we can go ahead and add an image to this. And a text, which currently we won't see because the image is also white. If we click on the image, fill it out. And click back on the text. Let's change the font to be 8. So first of all, let's click on the image. Call it img_icon. And if we don't change the image, this will be a square. So we got to do the same thing. Click on your brush, draw as, rounded box, fixed radius, and put 5 for your corners. And there we go. Then let's hide that so we can see the text a little better. We want this to be at the bottom on the right side with padding 2. And let's just say 99. And we're ending up with something like this. The text also needs to be variable so we can edit the quantity. So txt item quantity. And we're good to go. Compile, save that. So inside here, let's go ahead and create a function called getItemDetails. Inside here, we want a variable called item, and this will be of type s_inventory slot. We want this to be instance editable and exposed on spawn. We can also add in the index since we're here, and this will be integer, instance editable, and exposed on spawn. Grab your item. Break it apart. We want the item ID, and we'll do a get row. Plug in your data table. We can hide the quantity, and let's do a return out row item details. And this can be a pure function. Let's do that. There we go. Then on the event construct, we want to check if the item quantity is equal to 0, because if it's equal to 0, I want the icon and the text to be hidden. So we'll do equals. We'll do a check. Hide the item ID this time. If that's the case, we'll grab the overlay and we'll do set visibility, like so. We actually don't need a branch. We can do a select from here. Put that in there. it here. And for the visibility, if it's empty, if true, we'll have it as collapsed, taking up no space in the UI. And then not testable, self and all children, if it is valid. So with the icon being visible, we want to set the icon and the text. So image, set brush from texture. That will come from the item details. Break that open. Icon. And then at the very end, we want the text. So text and set text, very last one at the bottom. So the text we want to come from here, item quantity. And there we go. That's all we gotta do. So let's compile and save it. And just before we actually leave, we will need to have a scalable icon for later. So what we can do, we can use the event preconstruct to create another variable custom size. Change this to a Boolean and only instance editable. Grab that, put it into a branch. So this will allow us to edit it per widget in the UI. So if custom size is true, we will change it to a desired size. So for that, I want to wrap the size box. So this needs to be variable. So we'll call it this variable and just rename it to size box. If that's the case, we'll do set with override and do set height override as well. And for that, we can promote these two variables as well. What's this? Width. Make this instance editable and promote that to height. Also making it instance editable. And there we go. That's all we need to do. Compile and save. So for the inventory, what I want to do is in the content view, I want to create a function library, blueprint function library. And this will help us with the showing and hiding of the mouse. So we could reuse this anywhere we want. So I'll call it common. Inside we'll create a show mouse function and a hide mouse. So when we are hiding the mouse, we want to get the player controller to is valid. And if it is valid, we'll do a set show mouse cursor to be false. And we're doing a is valid is because if you have the mouse opened and you close the game, this will become invalid and you'll get an error. That's all. Then here we will do a set game only. Like that. So for the show mouse now, we want to get the player controller to a set show mouse. In this case, our player controller will be valid, true, and set input game and UI. I want the inputs to be available, so that's why we do game and UI. And this we can drag in here in case we want a widget to focus. And let's compile and save. And let's head to our inventory now and create a new widget, wb_inventory. Let's open that up. Inside here, we'll go ahead and add a overlay. Drag that in. Then I want to add in a border. So for this border, we want to, let's see, I want to fill it out with a padding of 27. And then for the content, we can do 15. On the draw as, we'll do again rounded box, fixed radius. We'll say 10 this time for the corner radius. And for the color, I have one saved here, so I'll use that and leave it for you guys if you want to take it. And width, we'll say 3. And for the brush color, we'll use this one here. Okay, and we get something like that. Now, for the other border I want to add, we can actually delete that, copy and paste this into itself. It's easier for us. So padding will be 15. This will be 0. Everything is okay. Now for the colors, I'll use this one here, outline, paste. And for the brush color, I'll use this and paste. So that's looking nice. Next, we want to go ahead and add in a wrap box. This is where our inventory slots will go. Do I want any padding? I want padding 20 everywhere, but on top I want 45. So I had to go back and check what the dimensions were for the title here. So what we'll do is we'll copy those two borders, paste that into the overlay, get rid of the wrap box. Select your border here now and do top center. You can delete that padding and the content will be 10. Now inside, you want to go ahead and add a text to that border. Delete that padding, don't need that. And we can say, let's say 5 or 10. And the size will be 18. And we get something like this. Inside we can say inventory, make this variable, txt, inventory name. And there we go. One more thing in here, click on your wrap box and make it variable. We want this to be editable in the event graph. So with that, let's go to the event graph. And in here, let's start by making a function called create inventory slots. So we want to grab that wrap box and do clear children because we will be adding stuff to this. So before we add, let's just clear it so there's no duplicates. We want to create a variable, which we want to be the inventory component, and type VPC inventory. Get it, convert to a validated get, and do get inventory slots. For each slot then, I want to go ahead and create the inventory widget we made, or not the inventory widget, inventory slot. Create inventory, create widget, inventory slot. We have our parameters for the item and the index. Grab the wrap box again and do add child to wrap box. And that's all we had to do. Then on completed, I want to grab this inventory component and do, let's see, bind event on inventory updated. And we will just call ourselves. So create event and call this function create inventory slots. So it happens, binds to it, happens again, and so on. So let's exit this. Then we can create another simple function called set inventory name. Do we have that available? We do. So set text, very last one at the bottom, and just plug this text into here. And let's head back. So next then we'll go ahead and start on event construct. We want to show mouse whenever an inventory is created. And on event destruct, we want to hide mouse. So hide mouse. Now, if it is created, we want to go ahead and do create inventory slots, get the inventory component, check if it's valid again, and set the name. So get name, which we don't have. So content, inventory, inventory component, create a variable called inventory name. Oh, we just said name. Text, and we want one more is locked, and we'll use that for our crafting station later. So compile, save, head back to your widget. You can now get the name. Oops, get name this one, and set the inventory name. Now, right now, if I actually were to run this, this will have no value because I went ahead and left the inventory component name as blank. So just say your inventory. Now we can compile a save and leave. So that's okay. Do a custom event now called refresh inventory. And we want to set that component. So Alt and drag, plug that pin in there and run it here. So there is that. Let's compile and save. And we can go ahead now and create an inventory for the player. So UI, inventory UI. This will be quite simple. So WB player inventory. In here, we want a canvas panel and we want to drag in the inventory we made. So inventory. Now with this, we can hold Control and Shift and snap this into the left side. Position X, I'll do 100. And I'll just do size to content. You can put in manual values if you want. I had it at 526 by 756. But I think size to content works a lot better. So with that, we need to go to the event graph. Let's compile that first. And on event construct, I want to grab this, do a refresh of that. And we need the inventory component from the player. So again, we'll just do get player character. We'll do get component class by class, and we'll do inventory component. Check if it's valid first. If that's the case, go ahead and refresh it for me. So then compile, save. Now the last thing to do is to go back into our inventory component again and create a function to toggle that inventory. So toggle inventory. We will create a widget, player inventory, promote to a variable, player inventory widget, add it to the viewport, and this only happens if our reference here is not valid. So get, validated get, not valid, create it and make it valid. If it is valid, we'll just remove from parent and then set the reference to be empty. Otherwise, if it's always, or if it's not deleted, it'll always be valid and it'll try to remove something that's not there. So then we'll call the input action inventory. And at the very end, on started, we want a branch. We want to check if the inventory is locked or not. So while interacting with the crafting table, we'll lock it. So right now it will not be locked. And that means we can toggle the inventory. So if we were to go ahead and compile and save and play our game, we should be able to open the inventory. And there we are. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 24 slots. I do not like the way it's sized. So I'll look into that. Ah, yes. I need to go back to the UI, inventory UI, and for the inventory slot, just add a padding of 2. Click on your inventory slot there. Now, this will look a lot like I want it. And there we go. So this is it for the video. In the next episode, we'll go ahead and set up the crafting UI. With that, I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, leave a like. And as always, happy developing.